Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this video we're going to do some winter sowing. What is winter sowing? Winter sowing is where you start seeds outdoors in the winter. Most of the time they're seeds that need a cold period. Sometimes you'll hear this as like a cold stratification period. So I am going to be using some fairly old seed. Last year I threw seed in the fridge and I forgot about it. So I'm gonna winter sow them and see if they're gonna be viable. I don't want to toss them away for just a pure chance that they actually do grow. So I'm gonna winter sow them and see if I can get them to germinate and to grow so that I can use them. Again, winter sowing. So I have milk jugs here. I've seen water jugs, any like transparent to semi-transparent container you can use as long as it will act as a mini greenhouse. If you have raised beds and you can put a cover over them, a plastic cover, and trap that heat in, we just want to try and make little mini greenhouses out of these guys. So the other thing that you're going to need is regular potting mix. So I'm not going to be starting these seeds in seed starting mix. I'm going to be using regular potting mix today, just because they will be staying in these milk jugs for a significant period of time, and I won't have the ability necessarily to pot them up, or I don't want to go through that process of potting them up as well. So some other tools I'm using here today, I'm going to be using some tape. I'm going to use a Sharpie marker to write what I winter sow. I did bring some other tape just in case I run out of the thicker tape. I have a pair of scissors. I have extra milk jugs, water to moisten my soil, my potting soil, and then obviously my seeds. So when I'm done potting the jugs up, I'm going to put seeds in here. I'm going to close the jug, tape around the cut portion, and then take this lid off. So I actually can take the lid off right now so I don't forget. Like I said, these are repurposed milk jugs. We go through quite a bit of milk in our house, and instead of just throwing the milk jugs away, I save them for holiday crafts and winter sowing because they make the perfect little mini greenhouses. So I have 4 milk jugs filled so far. I think I'm going to fill 1 more, but first I want to show you the seeds that I'm working with today. Again, like I said, I was going to start these seeds last year. I threw them in the fridge. I forgot to put a reminder on my phone, and they've just kind of lived in the back of our fridge. So I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Kind of an experiment at this point, but I would rather experiment and get a couple seedlings than throw away these possibly perfectly good seeds and not get anything. So I am not going to be winter sowing poppies today. I'm gonna take you guys outside and show you a different winter sowing method for poppies. I will be doing, so anyways, I have a black peony poppy that I want to winter sow outside. I have a hens and chick poppy. What else do I want to do? There's a Hungarian blue poppy. And then an oriental red poppy. And I think that's all the poppies that I'm going to take outside today. Yeah. The other seeds that I am going to winter sow today in the milk jugs are, where's the hole at on this one? Here it is. Mary Washington asparagus. Liatris. So Liatris, I saved this seed from another garden. They are like bloom spike, and there's just a ton of bloom spikes all around. They get the one that I saved seed from, this is Blazing Stars, is about 2 feet in diameter and probably 3 feet tall. So they get fairly tall, but they're very pretty. So I wanted to, and they do need a cold stratification or a cold period in order to germinate. So I wanted to do these home saved seeds. I do have larkspur here. Larkspur is just in case you have pets, it is poisonous to pets. I shouldn't say it's poisonous. It's yeah, poisonous. It'll make them sick if they eat too much. That they could possibly die. So I'm not sold on this today. I do have larkspur in my garden though. Columbine. So this is just a regular giant mixed columbine, nothing special. And then the other thing that I want to do today is sow milkweed. Milkweed is a habitat for monarch butterflies. They lay their eggs on milkweed, and so I want to have quite a bit of milkweed in my garden because that's one thing that I remember growing up is all of the monarchs that would fly around our house. So I want to perpetuate that at my current home. So this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 varieties to plant today. I am going to do 5 milk jugs. So I'm not gonna do the larkspur today. But I'll probably do 2 milk jugs of asparagus, just to spread that seed out a little bit more, give it a little bit more room to grow so that I can plant it in a raised bed. I will not harvest the asparagus this year. I will wait probably 3 years. So on the 3rd year, I'll harvest it. But you know, if you don't start it, you can't harvest it. We've been in this place for 4 years now, so I could have had a full bed of asparagus up and growing if I would have started it when we first moved in here. So no longer waiting around. I'm just gonna start some a nice asparagus patch and get that going so that we have homegrown asparagus. So, but let me show you. I'm gonna tip the camera down and show you kind of the setup and how I do this. So first off, I'm gonna cut open my rinsed out milk jugs. So I did rinse these out and make sure that they were nice and dry. I'm going to take a knife. I gotta grab it. There we go. Knife. So I leave a little hinge at the handle portion. So I'm gonna start on the outside. So there's a little hinge there. Oop, right there. So when I open it up, it looks like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna put in some drainage holes as well because we're gonna stick these outside in a sunny location, not under an awning, so that the moisture from nature will make sure that they have enough water. I will check on these from time to time just to make sure that they are staying wet enough for the seedlings. And I have a little pump sprayer that if they do get too dry, that I will stick in the top right here and spray around and make sure that it's wet. So for the next part, I have my potting mix. I'm gonna pour some water in here, pre-moisten my potting mix for my seeds. The consistency you're looking for, I would say, is about cupcake batter, like a thicker cupcake batter. So this is a little too moist, so let me grab some additional potting soil. There we go. Work that in. So the consistency that I like to start seeds in is where I can grab a handful, squeeze it, and like right there is just a little bit of moisture coming out of it. So, and it holds its form, just like that. So now I'm gonna fill up this milk jug with my potting soil. spreading it around, making sure that it's all nice and even. Just like that. That's about as full as I am going to fill up the milk jug. So I just want to make sure that the rest of these are as full as I want. I did pre-fill the 4 just for quickness of this project. There we go. And the last one. There. That looks about right. Okay, let me rearrange and come back and show you what seeds I'm going to be planting in each milk jug. Arranged here. Let me get out my 4 seed packets. My asparagus, my butterfly milkweed, columbines, and Liatris. And then I said I was going to do 2 things of asparagus. So how I'm going to do this, for the asparagus, I am going to just basically cut this into 1/6. And I'm doing it with a knife just to kind of show you guys. I would eyeball it if I was just doing this myself. Just so that you guys can kind of see a little bit better what it looks like. So that one didn't come out quite as well as this one. But so there's going to be 6 quadrants. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to plant at least 2 seeds per quadrant. And I think it says seed depth needs to be a 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to come in here and poke a finger in just like that into 6 little spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then let's open the seed packet. Let me go and wash my hands real fast. I'm gonna pour out the seeds. That's what asparagus seeds look like. They're kind of bigger than what I thought they were gonna look like. Kind of cool. So I'm just gonna take 2 seeds and put them into each hole. I am not gonna try and save any of these seeds. Maybe I'll do a couple more. Just because I did have them in the refrigerator and I'm not sure if they're viable seeds. I just want to use the most that I have and just see if I get any germination at this point. Okay, so then cover that up just like that. There we go. Voila. Okay. Then I'm gonna close the milk jugs. Get my scissors out here. Get my tape out. Oh, maybe. Alright. Okay, and then tape around your cut that you made. Maybe. There we go. Okay, and then cut tape. Do the same to the second one. Move that so you can see what I'm doing. And Perfect. After that, I'm going to write on the top, right up here, what I just planted. Perfect. Okay, so those two are done. I'm gonna move on to these three. I didn't winter sow the columbine. After reading on the back, and I do recommend you read the back of your seed packets before you even start to either sow winter sowing method or indoor sowing. This one says pre-chill seeds for 7 to 10 days. Plant in spring or fall to bloom the following year. If planted in fall, mulch should protect through the winter. And I thought it said somewhere, for early bloom, start indoors or after all danger of frost has passed, sow outdoors. When plants are 3 inches high, thin, or transplant. So I'm gonna wait for columbines. But I did plant 2 jugs of the milkweed and then 1 of the Liatris Blazing Star, along with the 2 asparagus that I did with you guys before. So let me take you guys outside and show you where I'm gonna keep these guys placed. The other thing that I did want to do while we were outside, let me move my milk jugs, was plant the poppies. So I'm gonna do a winter sowing-esque, there we go, method. I'm just not gonna be using the milk jugs. Poppies can be a little touchy, and they tend to do better if you can sow them, direct sow them. But a trick that I've learned from the Impatient Gardener is to sow them directly outside when there's still snow on the ground. So I'm gonna uncover some areas that have snow on them and make sure that these seeds are hitting the ground. And then, you know, I'll mark the area so that I don't thin them or think that they're weeds in the springtime. And hopefully I'll have beautiful poppies come spring. So this will be the first time of myself trying this, but I know Erin, again, the Impatient Gardener, has done this for a couple years now and has had great success. So I wanted to try it. You know, again, I'm not sure if these seeds are viable. I do have new poppies coming, or that I already have. I think I already have them. So I'll sow them probably in a different area and mark that area to see if my germination rates are going to be different, better, worse, you know. But let's go outside and sow the poppies and then place the milk jugs where they're going to live until spring. Here is where I am going to put my winter sowing jugs. So you can tell that it gets a lot of moisture. The rocks are all wet from our snowstorm last night, and the snow has since melted, but they'll get plenty of moisture here throughout the rest of winter and into spring. First type, I'm going to be doing the Hungarian blue poppies, if that'll focus. There we go. And I'm just going to sow them right here directly onto the dirt. So there's the seeds. They're super tiny, and we're just gonna, just like that. Okay, we got a couple more varieties to go. Look at them. You can kind of see them right there. Probably not. Kind of looks like dirt. Oh, there's quite a bit right there though. Might squish those back over. There's not much going on in this area, so I think I'm going to sow one type of poppy right there and one type of poppy right there and fill up this area a little bit. I do have some Gara here, but that's over in this area, and I don't think anything is right here because I had a giant cabbage plant here last year. And actually that's not Gara, that's geranium, hardy geraniums, I believe. So let's get some nice color in this area. The last type, oh, you can't see in there really, are the Oriental poppies. Just like that. Those you can see on the snow. It's got that little, looks like a poppy seed muffin right there on the ground. I hope you enjoyed the video today and watching me winter sow my first seeds of 2022. I put two varieties in that corner. So the hens and chick and the peony one, and next to the hydrangea I put the blue poppy, and then next to this second trellis I put the Oriental poppy. So those are the first 4 poppies that I've sown on this property and for this year. So hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you in the next project. Bye guys!